Are you still not willing to date someone that do not eat the way you do? Yes, I'm still not willing to date someone that do not eat the way I do. And you only asking me that question because you don't value your temple the way I do, and also because you do not give food the credit that people need to give food. Number one, food is the number one rule of spirituality. Like if you go anywhere to get anything spiritual done, whether it's to your ayahuasca retreat, whether you go to a person to do voodoo, like food is always involved. Food is involved in everything. You are what you eat. What you eat, whatever goes in your gut, dictate where you're vibrating at, you know, dictate how you feel, dictate, what's going on in your mind. Food plays a role in everything. Food is not just for the body to make you feel full and to give you the nutrients that your body needs. Number one, food is the number one rule of spirituality. Food is medicine. In the same way food is medicine, food can also be poison. Food, is a frequency. Food is information. Food also bring people together and connect, people together because, like I said, food is a frequency. How you, if you notice, a lot of people that hang together, they are consuming the same way, whether it's with the food that they're eating, whether it's alcohol, whether it's smoking. It's something that you are doing, you know, that aligns you and make you want to hang with those people. And as soon as you remove something, now all of a sudden you guys are not chilling with each other anymore because you guys change your habits. And also, me not wanting to be with a goddess that eat meat is bigger than me. It's about me, it's about her, and it's also about my offspring, because I can be, 105 years old and still be able to have kids. And I know the way that I was raised, me being a kid that's Haitian and eating griot, which is basically pork, and being raised in a hood in Orange, New Jersey, going to the corner store, getting a beef patty with cheese and cocoa bread, getting a turkey pastrami sandwich with extra mayo, eating ramen noodles and all that bull crap. I noticed how I was operating mentally, physically, and emotionally when I was consuming the way that I was consuming. And I noticed how I started operating when I changed the way that I eat. And I would love, the version of myself that I morphed into to be what I introduced to my kids. Now, if I go out there and I lay down with a goddess and she gets pregnant and she's not eating the way that I do, and now my kid is being raised in a way that, I wouldn't desire, to raise my kids. So that alone is bigger than me. And also, the way you eat is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. What you put in your body is a direct correlation to how you feel about yourself. If you will drink anything, if you will put anything on your skin, if you will put anything in your mouth, it shows how much you love and care about yourself. And I want somebody that love and care about themselves the same way that I love and care about myself. Because if you start bonding with someone intimately, the goal is always, to make this thing last, to love each other forever, and to build, and so on and so forth, and procreate. And I'll be damned if I go and procreate or create a certain, bond with somebody that's eating to die when I'm eating to live. I'm not out here dating, my goal is to live and be 105 years old, and you eating like you ready to die at 60. Like I'm just basically, wasting my time. And also, a lot of people don't know, like as far as like diseases like syphilis and HSV, yes, they are sexual transmitted diseases, but you can also catch them via the foods that you consume. Like if you go do your research, you will see that syphilis is directly correlated to, tilapia and salmon, most seafoods, and also, HSV is directly correlated to seafood, and poultry like chicken and turkey. Yes, it's a virus. It's a worm and everything that you need to get out of your body. So I'll be damned if I'm nurturing and taking care of myself, and know how to tame, my lower self and keep my manhood to myself. And I'm eating, to operate, from my higher self and stay tapped in and connected. And now the other person that I'm tapped in with isn't doing the same. Like, you feel me? And it's also about me valuing myself and me having boundaries. It's not that, oh, I don't find goddesses that eat meat, physically attractive, but when you stop eating certain things and stop and you get out of your root chakra and you get, out of your sacral, you start looking at people, you start looking at goddesses more than just a sexual object. Like, what are you putting in your mouth? Like, what are you thinking about? Like, what is your goals? Like, what is your dreams? Like, all those things matter. Food is information. Food is medicine. Food is a frequency. Like, if I'm vibrating at this frequency and you're eating this and you're vibrating at that frequency, there is bound to be some type of friction in the household. And some things you just don't set yourself up to be in. Like, you can foresee certain things that you shouldn't put yourself in. Like, food is information. Every cell in my body communicate with one another via sunlight, and every cell in my body operate off of fuel. And the number one source of energy that every cell in my body can get is after, air and sunlight, and from grounding, the stuff that we don't consume orally, is fruits, which has the most instance of energy. Like, when you eating dead meat and, fried foods and fast foods, like those things don't have no type of instance of energy. Like, if I'm eating to fuel myself to go for the long haul, I want somebody that's eating to fuel themselves to go for the long haul also. That is why I'm not willing to date somebody that's not eating, the way that I do. Like, what you eat shows how much you care about yourself. What you drink shows how much you care about yourself. What you put on your skin shows how much you care about yourself. Your surroundings and where you hang at shows how much you care about yourself. And food plays a major role into that. I'm pretty sure you heard, the old folks said the way to a man's stomach is via his belly. And what you put in his belly, will play a role on if he has erectile dysfunction, if he's angry, if he's stressed out, if he's energized and able to go and do everything that he do. And I'm also pretty sure you heard that goddesses are putting blood in people's food and doing voodoo and all this stuff, to manipulate people's energy, because food is a frequency. Like, if you go to somebody that does voodoo, they'll tell you to drink milk and eat chicken and all that. That's just so you can lower your vibration, so you could be operating low enough where they're able to manipulate your energy and do the stuff that needs to be done. We have to give food the credit that we need to give food. It's not just something you eat to make you feel full, to get your vitamins and minerals. Food is everything. Food is life. Food take a toll on your mind. It take a toll on your emotion. It take a toll on your spirituality. It take a toll on your sexuality, and it also take a toll on your financial. Yes, so I want to be aligned with somebody that's living the same way that I am. I think this is my last time elaborating, on this, why I'm not dating goddesses that eat meat. Like, it is what it is. Like, you feel me? It's the same way. When I wasn't plant based, I wasn't looking for a girl that was plant based, because I wasn't vibrating at that frequency. I don't see anybody that's plant based being mad at people that eat meat because they're dating people that eat meat. So, and then nobody should feel no type of way, because I don't want to personally date somebody, that's eating that way. Like, it's a preference, and that's how I'm giving it up. Like, you feel me? That's how I feel about me. That's the boundaries that I have, and I'm going to keep that. That's the standard that I set for myself, and I'm going to keep that. And initially, when you set a boundary and you set a standard and you stand on that, what you desire, what you manifesting and bringing into your life, it will come. Especially, when people that eat meat and all the stuff that you don't want come your way, and you turn it down and you don't budge. Everything that you want, say it exactly how you want it, write it down, imagine it, it's all gonna come. Like, you feel me? And it is what it is. So that's my answer. It's a lot more I could say about that, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I love you. Thank you for asking. And as you know, love always wins. It's the law. LAW. And remember, peace is a weapon. Healing with peace. And if you're going to be loyal to anything, be loyal to your Peace.